I used to say that 95% of XRP holders would be left behind. I changed my mind though. I truly believe that number is going to be substantially higher as time moves on. I would argue that 99% of XRP holders will be priced out, meaning they will no longer be able to purchase large sums of XRP. And that's already happening, that's already a reality. In this video, I'm going to tell you what you have to do to stay part of the 1% that's going to thrive on the long term. So let me get you some context. If you follow me, you know I travel a lot. I have been to perhaps 20 different countries just in the last year. It feels good to be back home. I just came back from Las Vegas, XRP Las Vegas. Have to make a separate video on that. But it's truly unique that I have the opportunity to speak with people from every single part of the world. Doesn't matter South America, United States, Mexico, Central America, Europe, and it's always the same. Everyone's complaining that the cost of living just keeps increasing. Credit card delinquencies are through the roof. There is a high pressure on the bonds markets. Elon Musk just said a couple of days ago that he expects a recession that's going to be triggered by Trump's tariffs. So the situation doesn't seem to get any better. AI is about to wipe out a vast majority of jobs, and that will make most people jobless. How many degrees are about to go straight to the trash bin? The average person can't even afford anymore to pay for the student loans. And now they're about to face the reality. There will be no jobs for everyone. So what's really happening is that people are being forced to sell their digital assets and not only XRP to afford a living. Not for the luxury of buying a new car, but the fact is, $100 today feels like $10 yesterday. The cost of living keeps increasing. The US dollar and every single fiat currency, they are all on the same boat. Governments keep devaluating fiat currencies, hence why we see inflation skyrocketing. That's not a coincidence. They are about to reset the system. What makes me sad is to understand that plenty of XRP holders that come to talk to me in different places of the world are telling me the exact same story. They need to sell digital assets to pay for the groceries. That means people are being priced out. Today you need more than $20,000 just to afford what before was very achievable. 10,000 XRPs now cost far more than $20,000. Considering most Americans, which is one of the wealthiest nations on earth, most Americans don't even have $10,000 in savings to their bank accounts. They are actually in debt. So the situation is even worse. Hence why people are selling their XRP. That makes me extremely sad, especially for the ones that understand we are living this transformation, but I totally understand people have to pay for their bills. Well, it's already considered a luxury to own more than 1,000 XRPs. Even 10,000 XRPs is out of reach for the majority of the population. And right now we can't even comprehend, are digital assets really going up? I mean, is Bitcoin really going to $108,000? Or is just the case that the US dollar is just losing its purchasing power? If you want to stay healthy, it means you have to go for organic foods. That's the reality today. $100 can absolutely not get you enough meat for the week if you're looking for organic types of meat. That's just an example. What happens when the big corporations start the massive layoffs that are on the horizon? You have a vast majority of the population that will be left jobless, facing high inflation. Hyperinflation is already happening. That's why they need to reset the system. And unfortunately, a huge amount of XRP holders will be forced to sell their digital assets just to afford a living. I'm not talking about a luxurious life. I'm talking about the most basic needs of a human being. Nowadays, if you want to be healthy, you need to spend more money because that's the only way to afford good quality food. If you don't want to be treated like an animal, you need to spend more money. You can't be eating soy, you can't be eating cereals. These are the cheap things. The average European Joe, my age, can't even afford to rent an entire apartment for himself. They need to rent rooms. People my age, they don't have 500 bucks in savings. I'm telling you. I talk to these people every day. The situation is really getting worse and worse. They made it mathematically impossible for the average person to make it for a living. If you want to live with dignity, that's already impossible. If you play by the rules of the system, you will end up eating soy for breakfast. Brushing your teeth using fluoride, that's the cheapest alternative. If you want to go fluoride free, it's going to cost you 5x. They want the average Joe to use deodorant that's loaded up with aluminum. Even the beef is full of hormones. You need to go for organic meats, and that costs you at least a 3 or 4 or 5x. So the sad reality is people are getting priced out. Now, how do you thrive in this environment? Well, first of all, you don't sell XRP to pay for the bills. I'm sorry to break this down for you, but if you're selling an asset that you truly believe is going to be on the hundreds or thousands in the future, and you're selling it for the groceries, that's exactly what they want you to do. You're going to sell it. What's going to happen next? XRP's price is going to increase, just like it went from 50 cents to $1 to $1.50 to $2, and it's going to become more and more expensive. I truly believe it's the time for you that's watching this video to lock in. Take your finances seriously. If you need to find extra sources of income, there are plenty of opportunities online. Try a side hustle, bring extra liquidity so you can afford the groceries, you can afford the cost of living. If necessary, change country. I did this. I live in Greece. It's 10 times cheaper than my country. It's 10 times cheaper if I would to live in the north of Italy. I got to save so much money just by living in Greece that I can invest in digital assets. Today I'm financially free. I wasn't rich. I built this empire that I have today. One of the reasons why, because I came to live in Athens and here is very cheap. The last 3 years I have been saving tons of money, and every month I was buying instead of spending money with expensive rental. I was just living here in Greece where everything is cheaper. I'm not saying you should come to Greece, but I'm saying you are not a tree. If something is not alright with your environment, you should change. And most importantly, if you have a smartphone, you have internet, you are a global citizen. You can make money at any place in the world. This is a wake-up call. If you are stuck on your job, if you are stuck with your finances, think outside of the box. That's what they don't want you to understand. You always have a choice, and that's my message for XRP holders today. Refuse to sell your digital assets. It's not a financial advice. Who am I to come here and give you financial advice? I'm just talking from experience. I truly believe if you want to thrive on these markets, you should be locked in right now. Because by the time XRP hits $100, that's going to be too difficult. How much money you're going to have to spend to own 1000 XRP? Do the math. Most people don't even have $1,000 in their bank accounts. It's over for the majority of the population. I don't know how can I put this in words. It's over. There will be no comeback for the majority of people. If you're watching this video, you still have a chance. Don't.